Shalom, all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Harakah, Kadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of great millstone and rule well. And shalom to the hopeful elect. It's a news and prophecies video. Alright, and basically dealing with, we're currently in hurricane season. And the Most High appointed times and seasons, as you're going back to the book of Genesis, the first chapter. The Most High, by his word, right, and then which is Yahweh Shai, and the elect angels basically formed the earth. They made the sun, moon, and stars to be in to orbit around the earth, or to be hosts around in the space. All right, basically the Shemayim, or the heavens. All right, being the second heavens. To denote time and seasons, okay? And presently the season that we're in is hurricane season, all right? Which they say peaks in August and September. So I just want to read this quickly. It's Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. So this is the appointed time for the Lord to bring tropical cyclones, as they call it, or hurricanes upon the earth, right? And this is the peak time at that. Alright, so this is from USA Today. It reads, they are forming like roaches. The 6 tropical storms whirling at once have tied a record. Alright, sure it's the middle of the hurricane season, but this is ridiculous. The 6 named storms whirling at once this week in the Atlantic and Pacific hit a record first set in 1992. Forecasters reported while Umberto and Kiko were spinning in the Atlantic and Eastern Pacific, 4 new tropical cyclones formed Tuesday. Imelda and Jerry in the Atlantic Basin, and Mario and Lorena in the Eastern Pacific Basin, the Weather Channel reported. This combined number of active storms in both basins was believed to tie a modern record set in September 1992, according to the National Hurricane Center forecaster Eric Blake. He tweeted Tuesday that there are forming like roaches out here. It's not something that you see all the time, but not unheard of either, said Weather Channel meteorologist Danielle Banks. Alright, so this isn't something you see all the time, but it isn't something unheard of. And really, we're in the last days, man. And that's why it's not unheard of, okay? Because this period of time that we're in is known as the last days, and that's why this form of activity is taking place upon the earth, right? And technically, we've been in the last days going back to when Yahweh Shai was put on the cross, as it tells you in the book of Hebrews, man. All right. So it says, according to the National Hurricane Center, there have been as many as 5 active Atlantic tropical cyclones at once, which occurred September 10th to 12th, 1971. In the Eastern Pacific on August 26th, 1974, there were 5 simultaneous named storms of at least tropical storm strength. Phil Klotzbach, a tropical scientist at Colorado, right, State University, told theweather.com. Right, September is a peak month for hurricane and tropical storm activity in both the Atlantic and Pacific. NOAA reports in September ocean temperatures are nearly at their yearly peak, and sharing winds that can rip apart tropical storms and hurricanes are typically at their lowest. Alright, so the point being is that this time that we're in, as it shows you, there's a myriad of storms. Jerry, Umberto, Imelda, Lorena, and Mario. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And I might have missed one. But yeah, they're saying 6 storms, and this is, even though it's not unheard of, it is something crazy, man. Alright. And this is basically the Most High making his voice known, because it tells you that the Most High speaks via what? Storm and tempest, right? So let's read that. It's Isaiah 29 and 6. And it reads, Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts Yahweh with thunder and with earthquake and great noise. Now, when when the Most High made his appearing on the mount, to Moses, what was there? There was smoke enfolding itself with fire, followed by thunder and lightning, and then the presence of the Lord was shown. And that's the same, the great tumultuous noise, that all these things, these natural disasters on the earth of the presence of the Lord, that's the Lord showing his presence with storm and tempest and a flame of devouring fire. All right, so the Lord is showing himself via what? The tempest. Right, so let's divulge into that further. So this is Psalms 83 and 18. Or let me start from 11. 11. Make their nobles like Oreb and Zeb, yea, all the princes as Zeba and as Zalmunna. Now, if you know anything, this is a quote. This is basically in reference to Judges, the dealing with the period when Gideon came into rulership after them being put into captivity underneath the Midianites, okay, which he was raised up by the Most High power. There was a prophet that spoke forth, and then Gideon was met by an angel, and then he basically was told that, look, the Most High basically the angels told him, well, the Most High through the angels told him that basically, look, you're going to deliver Israel out of the hand of the Midianites, all right? And to bolster his faith, he asked for many different things. Two real main things he asked for to basically be given, his faith a boost. One of them being that he took some food, a broth, some bread, unleavened cakes, some flesh, and a broth, and put it on a stone. Then the angel made it go up in flames and then disappeared in the flame, or into a flame, something to that effect. Then it was made known unto him that it was an angel. Then he tore down the groves of Baal, and basically as the angel told him to do, and took down his father's altar onto Baal, or Bel. I believe it was Bel actually, or Baal, same, I'm sure, which is the same thing. And basically, what happened off the strength of him doing that, they wanted to kill him, but his father come to his aid, and he built an altar in the name of Yahweh, all right? And basically, they wanted to slay him, but his father interjected and said, look, man, is Baal not a God that, he needs you to fight for him? If what he done needs judgment, then it will be known, at the end of the night, at the end of the day, before the sun goes down, basically. And that's how, the Lord was with him. And then again, with him putting the material, I can't remember what specific material it was, but the material on the earth, and all the dew was inside the material. And then the next day, asked it again of the Lord that only the dew would not go into the material, and it did that. And that's when his faith was bolstered, man. And that's the same kind of thing with us, man. The Lord puts us through trials and tribulations, shows us different little things to basically bolster our faith and to build us up to go forth and carry forth his action, basically, whatever he wants to play out on this earth. So verse 12, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession? All right, and that's what they did, because they had us in slavery, what I believe was 7 years, man. And that's the Most High's house, man, his possession. All right, he that touched the apple of the Most High's eye, it's a mazin, okay? So verse 13, O my power, make them like a will as a stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. All right. So this is a psalm by the request of Asaph, recalling the history of the fathers and basically requesting that the Father, Heavenly Father Yahweh, basically, judge. This is Psalms 83, the 83rd chapter, which starts with the tabernacles of Edom, which is presently ruling today. Edom, the word Edom goes back to the Hebrew word, or the Lashon Kodash, the Paleo-Hebrew, other one, which means red, okay, which presently the Edomites are known today as so-called Caucasians, so-called white people. They're the Edomites, all right? So with that being said, all right, this is Asaph praying a psalm for the persecution of them, and where we presently at. We're presently at that captivity, and this is why this article is being read. Alright, they're forming like roaches. The 6 tropical storms whirling at once have tied a record. Alright, and it's not, but the number 6 actually means to cut. Alright, so this is the severing of Esau's kingdom. Alright, these are these words coming into effect. Alright, and let's not forget, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. So if you join on, and it tells you that in Isaiah 13 as well. Basically, look, if you wanna participate, if you wanna try and stand up for this demon, this devil, then guess what? You're taking an inheritance with his judgment as well. All right. So it reads, "On my power, make them like a fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh. Alright, let them be confounded and troubled forever, yea, let them be put to shame and perish." Alright, so basically, and that's what's gonna happen, man. It tells you that in the book of Matthew. It says, though they say, "Lord, Lord, haven't I cast out demons in thy name?" He's gonna say, "Depart from me, you that worketh iniquity, for I never knew you." Alright, so basically, is one of those. That's, even though they know the name, it's gonna be to their shame, when they seek the Lord.